Trading is unlike every other job. You don't get paid every week the same amount like you do in every other job. Well, besides like a sales job, you wouldn't get paid the same amount each week, right? But trading is the extreme of that, where maybe you have a really good week, and then the next week you actually lose money. What other job do you actually lose money? Not really, right? So trading is not linear at all. And I think that's very important to understand, because you could have 3, 4 good weeks in a row, and then you have 2 losing weeks in a row. That's just how it goes, right? And if you happen to not be trading those couple of weeks, let's say you went on vacation or whatever, come back, and then you just start losing right away. That's why you kind of have to take all the trades. If you just take some of the trades, you might be missing out on some of the winners. Sure, you might be missing out on some of the losers, but those are smaller losses. The winners is what gets you out of the hole. See what I'm saying? So that's why you kind of have to take all the trades, and hopefully you can take, or you can sit at the computer on the same session, right, the same times per day, Monday to Friday. If you're trading 9 a.m. to 11 on one day, and then the next day you're trading 2 to 4, it's not going to be stable. Like, listen, it might work, but it's definitely not ideal. Because sometimes a setup happens at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., and that move just continues the whole time, and you just miss the entire thing. So you kind of got in the computer in the middle of the move, and that's not really how you trade, you know? If you trade, or let's say you normally enter at the top of the move. Let's say it's a short. You're not going to get in halfway, because it could come up, stop you out, and then continue back down. It's not your edge at that point, because you've missed the beginning entry. So I want to get back to trading is not linear. It is so important to not just understand it, but truly believe in it, and not let the losing streaks get to you. Because I believe what people do as traders is they start to get in their head about what they could make the next week. Let's say they had a really good week. The next week they're like, oh, if I do the same thing again, it'll be this amount of money. So already you're thinking that the next week's going to be good, which is a problem, because it's an expectation. And if you have an expectation, now you're going to be disappointed if you don't get that expectation. See what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you think it's going to be a good week, and you're thinking about the money. You see how that's probably not the way to think? If you think about the money, then you're not thinking about the process, and you're thinking short term, then you're not really having the proper trading mindset to keep you in the game long term. What I've realized is that if I'm questioning something, I will ask myself, is this a good idea for long-term trading? Because I want to be in the game of trading for my whole life, right? So, okay, if I make this decision, will it keep me in the game for decades? Yes. If I make this decision, will it not keep me in the game potentially for decades? Good. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. If I'm going to up my risk on my account to where I can blow my account if I only have 5 trades until margin, maybe I shouldn't do that. Sure, it could win. Maybe it puts my account way above what it could have been. But the problem is, if it goes the other way, I can't even take a trade anymore if it hits margin. I have to lower my risk down heavily, and now I have to kind of restart when it comes to rebuilding my account. So trading's not linear, man. It's not like other jobs. You cannot think of it like other jobs. Just because you made this amount this week does not mean you're going to make that amount the next week or even the week after that. And maybe the week after that, maybe you have a break-even week after 2 losing weeks. And then the week after that, you have a winning week again. And then that's how the month turned out. When people trade, they think about the day. Probably the day, really. Thinking about the week is okay, but I think thinking about the month is really better, you know? Because if you have 2 winning months, let's say, and then the next month, you actually lose money. Like the entire month, all you did was just lose. Or yeah, let's say you had a winning week, break even, and then 2 losers. Well, you just actually lost money that month. But you had 2 winners and then 1 loser. So you can think of it as like you took 3 trades. So the two first trades was, let's say, January, February, and you won those 2 trades, and then March, you had a losing trade. So it's like a 66% win rate. You can think of it like that to reprogram how you think and not think about just losing that month. And then the best is probably thinking in quarters. Well, there's no best, but the longer the time frame you think, the better mindset you're going to have and the better chance that you're going to survive in trading long term. And you won't have these whiplash of thoughts of, am I going to make it? Was that the right decision to take those trades? Did I do something wrong this month? I just lost money. People only ask, did I do something wrong in their head when they lose. They never do that when they win. Almost never. The top traders do, yes. Was that the right trade? Did I enter right? What was my thoughts as I was in the trade? Like, was my emotions kicking in a little bit in the trade? You could execute the trade properly, but was it smooth in your brain, or did you have to battle certain thoughts? That's what top traders do. They really understand how they're thinking during a trade. So I'm just going to leave it off there, man. Trading is not linear, and you must accept that if you want to become a profitable trader, which we all do, right?